I need FromSoft to make another Gundam game. I need it. Like,
if I don't get to do this, I feel like that's it. Like I might die.
So I've been on a real Gundam kick lately. I watched the OG series, Char's Counterattacked Hathaway, and I caught Hathaway 2 in theaters last week, which was pretty good. I had a great time. I am simultaneously hoping that I don't have to wait another 5 years for Hathaway 3, but also really dreading the outcome, because if you know, you know. I'm currently trucking through Zeta Gundam, which pretty good, and I'm pretty resolved to just get through all the Gundam series that I didn't have access to as a kid. Like growing up, I watched Gundam Wing and G Gundam, got a little Iron Blooded Orphans in there, but you know, a lot of the older stuff I just didn't get to see. And doing this has had me fiending like a mofo for a good Gundam game. Well, yes, I'm still in my year of the backlog where I'm only playing games I already own. It's just like a little frustrating that I don't already own a really good Gundam game, and there's a reason for that. Gundam games are historically kind of mid. Ever since I was an itty bitty, I've always been a fan of mecha anime, from Gundam, Evangelion, Gurren Lagann, fucking Zoids. Like, I've been about it. And growing up in the early 2000s was perfect because there was a litany of mecha games. We had Zone of Enders, Mech Assault. I mean, you don't pilot robots, but you do fight them in Metal Gear, and honestly, that's just as good for me. The Gundam series actually had some pretty decent games on the PS1 and PS2. I really got down with the Battle Assault games. I could get jiggy with some Zeonic Front. There was this one Gundam fighting game that was like a Gundam versus game featuring Gundam Seed. I was not able to find the title of it while doing the research, but if you remember it, let me know in the comments, because I do remember renting that game quite a bit from Hollywood Video. Your boy is really dating himself with the Hollywood Video reference. But shout out Game Crazy. So many of my gaming members performed there. Do you remember Hollywood Video? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, in the 20 years since those games came out, it's been pretty slim pickings for the Gundam franchise. Like, I enjoyed Gundam vs. Extreme Maxi Boost On, I want to say that's the name, when it was on the game catalog, and it was fun. But it was very much like just the arcade game that it was. I mean, it was pretty novel when I went to Japan and got to play one of the Gundam verses at an actual cabinet. But again, a game like that, it's only going to satisfy me for a few hours at a time before I ultimately want to move on to something else. You know, I couldn't really get into the Gundam Breaker games because the core appeal of those games is customization. And don't get me wrong, it's a pretty impressive system, but the gameplay itself is pretty mid, and quite honestly, if I wanted to build a Gundam, I would just, you know, build a Gundam. You know, I would love to revisit Gundam Evolution. There's just a small problem of them killing it, because you ain't truly a live service until they put you in the ground. The closest thing I've gotten to the Gundam experience I want in a game is Armored Core 6. I finally got the game last year, and I was obsessed with it. I went buck wild with the customization. Like, I got deep into the weeds in this game. I was building so many different robots for different playstyles and situations, and eventually, once I really was starting to like get good at the game, I was just like, screw it. I know this robot isn't designed for this type of situation, but like, let's see if I can do it. And that was when it would be the most satisfying, when like you would take a bot that had no business being in this fight and actually pull it off. It is truly the perfect intersection of customizing a robot and throwing hands with it. Like, gameplay wise, oh my. I really love Armored Core 6, y'all. I mean, the gameplay felt good, but also it looked good. Like, I had a friend who had never played any of the Armored Core games, but he watched me play it for a little bit and went and bought the game because the game just looked so cool and so fun, and he wanted to experience that for himself. It is really the definitive giant robot game because, like, no one else is even trying. It's why I need FromSoft to make another Gundam game. And yes, if you weren't aware, in 2013, FromSoft made a Japan-exclusive Gundam game based on Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, appropriately called Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn. That Japan exclusivity is why you probably haven't played the game or even heard of it, unless like you're an ultra weeb and managed to import it or play it through a ROM, in which case, mad respect, big dog. I gotta get like you for real, for real. I've watched quite a few videos about Mobile Suit Gundam Unicorn, doing research for this video, and it honestly looks like the Gundam game I've been fiending for. As I mentioned, Gundam Unicorn is an adaptation of the Gundam series of the same name, and while one of the biggest criticisms I saw against the game was that it was fairly short, gameplay-wise, it looks like a solid evolution of the Armored Core playstyle, and it really seemed like it adapted to Gundam quite well. I think the time frame of Gundam Unicorn's release is interesting because it came out right as FromSoft was transitioning from a solidly reliable Japanese developer to the global powerhouse we know him as today. Like, this came out between Dark Souls 2 and 3, which is honestly kind of disappointing that it didn't get a US release, but this was also at the time where like anime was in this weird loophole where like it was a little bit easier accessible because you could buy the Blu-rays, but they were like $60, and Crunchyroll wasn't quite Crunchyroll yet. Like, you kids really don't know how good you got it today. We knew struggle. We knew grit back in the day to get our anime. What do you know about giving your computer AIDS to watch Tengo Tenge? You don't. You don't. Anyway, I would love to see FromSoft use their clout as a massive worldwide developer to take another crack at the Gundam series, but this time having their completely own original take on it. Like, heck, allow them to make their own new gaming-specific timeline, if we gotta. I mean, there are already countless different time frames within the Gundam universe, and I think it'd be really cool to see a developer on the caliber of FromSoft, like, develop their own that's unique to the gaming space. Gameplay-wise, I'd be perfectly fine if this is just, like, literally Armored Core with less customization, because honestly, like, that Armored Core gameplay paired with like Gundam aesthetics and sound effects would just fix something in me. Because quite honestly, my desire for a FromSoft Gundam stems from a desire for just better anime games altogether. Like, anime is more popular globally than it's ever been, and yet I still feel like they're the black sheep of the gaming world. Like, how many goddamn shonen anime needs an arena fighter? There has to be better ways to translate anime to gaming. Like, you've got the material there. The action lends itself to incredible character action games. Like, I don't know, man. I just think we deserve more. And I think the anime deserve to be treated better in the gaming space, but maybe that's just me. Like, it's high-key kind of disappointing that our options are like arena fighter, visual novel, mid-tier RPG. Like, I just want a banger of an anime game. The closest thing we've gotten is like Dragon Ball FighterZ, and that was nearly a decade ago. So, like, you know what I mean? I just want more for us. We should be eating good. Why aren't we? Because at the end of the day, I'd rather get like one really good game based on an anime series than a bunch of just middling entries that do nothing to move the needle. And quite honestly, I think a FromSoft Gundam could be that game. It could do for anime games what the Arkham games did for superhero games. Because if you remember, back in the day, superhero games were a joke. Like, the Aquaman game was basically like the poster child for what superhero games were up until Arkham Asylum came out and changed everything. I would just love to see, you know, anime get that treatment, specifically Gundam, because I love Gundam. It's Gundam. But until such a game exists, I guess I'll have to just stick with Armored Core 6 and MechWarrior 5 to satisfy my digital mecha needs. Are you a Gundam fan? What are some Gundam games that I might be sleeping on? Let me know below. But with that, I've been Joe, and this has been Taste, and I will see you in the next one.